Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here to bring the 7-game NBA main slate on Saturday. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos and live stream for NBA and NFL slates on Draftkings, and I'm now producing content for NBA Top Shot as well. If you guys are not familiar with what NBA Top Shot is, basically virtual trading cards, moments that you can buy and sell on a marketplace. I have a couple videos already up if you guys are interested in that. If you guys are unable to watch these YouTube videos, I also upload an Apple Podcast. I have a link down below. It's called the DKDFS Show. If you guys are interested in signing up for premium content, I offer that on Patreon.com, an esports package, which includes Call of Duty and CSGO, as well as an NBA package. And then finally, I want to thank Prize Picks for sponsoring the show. If this is your first time watching or you're not familiar with Prize Picks, the idea is you're taking over/under on fantasy points. So they already have a lot of stuff posted for tomorrow, 8 players. For example, do you like the over/under, or do you like the over or the under on Karl-Anthony Towns for 48 fantasy points against the Wizards? For me, kind of like the over. That's a great matchup. So that's the idea. You can mix and match sports. They have PGA. They already have it listed. They have esports, soccer, tennis, college sports, everything. So if you guys want to sign up, you need to go DKDFS. DKDFS, all one word, link down below. You get a 100% match up to $100. And finally, I just want to thank you guys again for the support on the videos on Twitter, on live streams. It is really appreciated. If you do enjoy this content, if you have a like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't upload videos you don't look live. I will be doing a YouTube live stream before lock to go over everything and answer all your guys' questions, so make sure to check it out. And let's aim for 200 likes on this video, guys. But with that out of the way, let's jump into it. So before we talk about players and the prices for this 7-game slate, we can look back at my lineup here from Friday. So Friday, looking pretty solid right now. The one tilting part here obviously is Charlotte did not end up starting Biyombo. I thought they would. I was left basically with it was him or Markieff Morris. I just stuck with him. So he's the one let down, but I'm not even going to need him. Rest of my lineup, you guys knew I was really high in Toronto and really high in Sacramento. So I played Lowry, Van Fleet, and Boucher. Ran it back with Fox to pair with Jeremy Grant. Cam Johnson, I was so mad. I was so upset about that. Just the first half, he literally played 3 minutes because he picked up 2 fouls and did not play the rest of the first half. I was like, what are they doing? I was so upset. Luckily, he got there in the second half, but should have had a lot more fantasy points if we would have played his normal shift in the first half. And then, we'll use Fox. Draymond Green was a guy I was really high on, already at 56 fantasy points at low ownership. And then again, unfortunately, Biyombo just only played like 10 minutes. I was expecting more. I was expecting him to start. I didn't really have a lot of other options. I could have went to Markieff Morris, but I stuck with him. Again, not going to need him, though. Should be a pretty easy cash. Maybe move up a little bit more, too, as well with a low-owned Draymond Green. But that is it for the look back, guys. Hope you guys had a great night, and let's see if we can keep it rolling for this 7-game slate. So, let's see. We have 4 of these 7 games out right now. Minnesota and Washington at 235 over under. The Washington Wizards are 4-point favorites. Denver and the Thunder, 225.5 over under. The Nuggets are 7-point favorites. Pacers and Knicks looks like it's a pick 'em right now, 216.5 over under. And the Jazz and the Magic, a 217.5 over under. The Jazz are 10.5-point favorites. All right, so let's start off with Cleveland and Philly. On the Cleveland side, Jarrett Allen has been on fire recently, but now he gets a matchup against Joel Embiid. I do not like targeting centers against Embiid. I'm very worried about the foul trouble here for Jarrett Allen going up against Embiid, so I'm going to stay away with that elevated price. Sexton, Garland, more to secondary plays for me. Chetty Osman at 5'8", just a little bit too pricey. Okoro, I don't play him. He's too low usage. There's really not a ton I love here. JaVale McGee at 3-4. I will mention, I think there's a decent chance that Jarrett Allen gets in some foul trouble. If he does, JaVale McGee's coming in. We know he's a good point per guy, so I think you could use him for tournaments. Moving on to the Philadelphia 76ers. Really like Embiid at the top. No Tobias Harris. He has shot 6 of 23 at 13 and 5 of 20 the last 3 games. So, Embiid should build a feast here. Don't think he's going to continue to shoot like 20% from the field. Ben Simmons also gets a boost. No Tobias Harris. I think he's viable under 9K. And then I'm curious to see what they do with the starting lineup with no Tobias. Do they move like an under? Do they go a little bit smaller? Maybe move Shake Milton in there? Do they throw Korkmaz or Thibault in? What to see what they end up doing. But definitely has some interest there in the value depending on who starts. Either way, I think Shake Milton is a value guy that I do like because he's a solid point per minute guy. If he's going to play more than like his normal 20-ish minutes, then I think he is, again, definitely someone I'm looking to for value. Korkmaz, we know, is very, very light in the scoring, but if he starts, I think he probably get at least 20 minutes from him. And then again, Thibault more out there for his defense, but he is min-price. So those are the value guys I would look to, depending on what they do with the starting lineup. Mike Scott has kind of been fringe in the rotation, in and out of the rotation. I guess maybe they could start him. He's also at min-price. So I'll just keep an eye on that one with who ends up starting for Philly. Minnesota and Washington, absolutely love this game. Karl-Anthony Towns at the top is one of my favorite spend-ups. He was in foul trouble, or did foul out the last game, missed basically his whole shift in the second quarter. Really, really do like Cat here against the Washington Wizards. I think he's one of the best spend-ups. No Malik Beasley. He was suspended for, I think, 10 to 12 games or something like that. So Anthony Edwards, a guy normally I kind of just rank as a GVP play, I think is firmly in playing both formats here. For the price, plus the matchup, plus the fact there's no Malik Beasley, he's probably going to be the number 2 in the offense. So I know he's been a little bit up and down, but I'm definitely considering Anthony Edwards. Rubio, I'm not sure if he's going to play a ton more. The Mets have been a little bit inconsistent with him. I think we probably get mid to high 20s minutes, which just makes him a fair play at that price. Jared Vanderbilt, kind of out of nowhere, played 34 minutes. They fluctuate a lot with him. He is a good point per minute guy, but just a matter of, like Boucher, will the minutes be there? I'm not sure. Makes him a little riskier. McLaughlin will play the backup point guard. He'll play about 20 minutes. He had a floor game last game, but previous games, 22, 22, 26. I think he's a decent value. And then I'm curious to see who they end up starting for Malik Beasley, right? Is it maybe a guy like Noel, Okogie, maybe the McDaniels in there, Hernan Gomez? They have a lot of options. We'll have to see who they end up starting. I would like whoever starts for Anthony Edwards there for value. On the Washington Wizards side, Russell Westbrook at 9.9K, I think was one of the best spend-ups. Love the matchup. He's got triple-double upside. Do prefer him to Beal because he stuffs the stat sheet. Beal also in play, though, a little bit. When Westbrook's out there, he can be more reliant on scoring at times, which makes him a little bit riskier. But the price points look good on both those Washington Wizards guards. Value for the Wizards, good luck. If you're going to play any of these guys, just good luck. I'm not going to mess with that in this slate. It's just too much of a headache, and there's no one I really trust. There's like a 3-headed monster in the center rotation. Minutes are so inconsistent. I'm probably just going to stay away from the value. Indiana and New York, honestly, not a ton of love for the Pacers side. I think Sabonis is an interesting contrarian spend up. Brogdon seems priced about right. Turner seems priced about right. McConnell seems priced right. Doug McDermott, too reliant in the scoring. Jeremy Lamb's at 4.6, but the minutes have been trending down on him. Justin Holiday, the minutes will probably be there, but super low usage guy. So really just kind of just all secondary plays. On the New York Knicks side, a little bit more to like here. I think Randall is a contrarian spend up that is definitely viable. Should play, over 35 minutes in a close game. He's gone from 49, 50, and 46 fantasy points the last 3 games. And then it's the guards. Alfred Payton doubtful. So D Rose, Emmanuel Quickly should kind of handle the point guard duty. I think D Rose starts again. He's safer. He got limited a bit minutes wise last game because of the blowout. So Quickly had a big game, but again, some of that was in garbage time. Just be a little bit careful with him. He's a riskier option. Would prefer Rose to Quickly there. Value-wise, Nerlens Noel at 4.7 will probably play mid to high 20s minutes, but that seems priced about right. Taj Gibson has played a little bit more recently. He's at 3.4. You could do worse. He's gone for 15, 18, 22, and 19 fantasy points the last 4 games. And this Pacers team is a big team. So, I could see using Taj for value. Moving on to Denver and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Nikola Jokic at the top looks like a really good play. Should be able to feast against his front court. It has been, actually subpar recently. 59, 43, 58, and 56 fantasy points. Jamal Murray has really stepped up recently. Now, he's almost at 9K. I probably prefer other spend-ups in the slate, but I get it if you want to continue to ride this hot streak. I also think Michael Porter Jr. might be somewhat popular. He's played 40 and 41 minutes the last couple games. My worry is, again, Mike Malone does not like this guy, so there's always the risk that he just gets pulled and plays like 15 minutes. Like, that is a realistic possibility that maybe if he plays bad, if he messes up on defense once or twice, that he could just get pulled and barely play. So that's always the risk of MPJ. Other than that, value-wise, I think Campazzo at 4.3K is probably a decent option. Should get mid to high 20s minutes. All right, moving on to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, more of a contrarian spend up, but again, it is a good matchup for him. Don't love the price. Horford seems priced about right. With him back, that kind of takes the value out of play. Maledon had a big game tonight, but wouldn't expect 40 again from him. What we kind of expect is probably over 30 minutes. So, if you need someone on the cheaper side, the minutes will be there for him. Other than that, I will mention Kenneth Williams with no Hamidou Diallo played 25 minutes. We probably get around 20 minutes from him. He would probably be the value I'd look to there on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Utah and Orlando. So Utah, when they're fully healthy, is a team that I always have a hard time getting to. I think Mike Conley is the guy that stands out again at 6.3K. Should play about 30 minutes, like the price on him. Mitchell at 8.5 seems a little bit pricey. I know he's been really good recently, but I'm also a little bit worried about the blowout here. This Orlando Magic team is not great. And then I will mention Favors at 3.4K is always someone that is viable for value. Normally will play about 15 to 17 minutes if you want to get really contrarian. On the Orlando Magic side, Vucevic is a contrarian spend up, but that's about it for GPPs. Fournier, Ross, MTW, no thank you against the Jazz. No James Ennis. Al-Farouq Aminu probably plays mid-20s minutes. I think he's viable for value. And then curious to see what they do the starting lineup with no James Ennis. Do they move like Okiki in there? Bacon, Birch, we'll have to see. Whoever starts probably would be a viable punt play. New Orleans and San Antonio, Zion, Brandon Ingram, both at the top look pretty decent. I do prefer Zion. He's been on fire. It is a good matchup. He's been stuffing the stat sheet. I do like Zion a good amount there. Lonzo Ball is a guy I've been on recently. He's playing big minutes. He's stuffing the stat sheet. I think he's a fair play. I like Steven Adams at 5.3. He's played 31 and 20 minutes last couple of games, so I think he's a pretty solid option. Bledsoe has played over 30 minutes, 33 and 35 last couple games. Now, he's a lower usage guy, but he's only a 5.1, so I could see going to him. Josh Hart is playable for tournaments. Production is always up and down with him, but we know the upside is there. That's really it. Hernan Gomez, I think you could use as a contrarian value play, but they seem pretty comfortable now giving Steven Adams about 30 minutes. On the San Antonio Spurs side, it really just depends on DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. If they're both out, then DeJounte Murray is one of the best plays below 8K. Will be the number one on the offense. Will run the show, can stuff the stat sheet. Love him if they're both out. And then Jakob Poeltl, if there's no Aldridge, he gets a pretty big boost. Should play mid to high 30s minutes, and it's a solid point per minute guy. So those two would be guys that look like a lot. And then value, Patty Mills, Lonnie Walker, Trey Lyles will all look pretty solid if both Aldridge and DeRozan are out. You can even throw like these fringe guys in, like a Keita Bates-Diop, some Mancic. Like we'll see what they do with the starting lineup, but really it would be Murray and Poeltl. And then value Mills, Lonnie Walker, and Trey Lyles. Now, if both DeRozan and Aldridge are in, then there's not as much to like here. I'm curious to see what they do with the starting lineup there, but would make everyone a bit riskier. If there is no limitation for DeMar DeRozan, might prefer him to DeJounte Murray, but it would be close. So that's the situation we'll have to keep an eye on. Finally, Dallas and Brooklyn. This should be a fun game to watch. Porzingis questionable. If he's out once again, gotta love Luka here against the Brooklyn Nets that play no defense. I think he's one of the best spin-ups of the slate for sure. If Porzingis is out, then the fringe guys kind of in the mid-range are viable, like Brunson, Richardson, Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber. This whole group is viable because of the matchup. The center rotation, good luck. They have four guys they can use. Boban, Cauley Stein, Dwight Powell. They even use James Johnson a bit. Boban and James Johnson are the best point per minute guys. So we'll see. Like if James Johnson, maybe they start him to go a little bit small ball. If they do, I would like him a good amount. If I knew he was going to be a decent part of the rotation, I would like James Johnson, but there's just a chance maybe he gets a DNP. So there's always that risk. But yeah, these guys, again, fringe guys like Brunson, Richardson, Hardaway Jr., Finney-Smith, Kleber, all pretty solid plays if there's no Porzingis. I think Jay Rich is probably the safest for the minutes. Hardaway is a guy that is a little bit more boom or bust because of the scoring dependency, because he's scoring dependent. And yeah, that's really it for Dallas. Let's finish up with Brooklyn. So Harden, Kyrie, also like them a good amount at the top. Harden has more upside because of the triple-double upside and the fact that, again, he's running the point guard. So the assist floor is higher for him than Kyrie. But Kyrie's also $2,000 cheaper, so you can definitely play Kyrie over Harden. I do like them both. You could fully stack this if you want and just go like Harden, Kyrie, and Luka, and then value from there. DeAndre Jordan, Joe Harris, Bruce Brown, all kind of just secondary plays. Jeff Green, questionable, but it doesn't do a ton for me. Maybe opens the door a little bit for guys like TLC, Shamet. I will mention Claxton was the backup big. He played 15 minutes. Is a decent point per minute guy, so I'd rank him as a riskier value play there. But that's going to do it for the video today, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content so far, I'd really appreciate it if you have a like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload videos you don't want to go live. Again, I will be doing a YouTube live stream tomorrow, so make sure to check it out, guys. Thanks again. Have a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow.